Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Deacon will find he can't stay down from Taylor while Ridge fights Eric's plan. Cleric will have a family prayer session with Hope and Deacon. That may bring further talk about Deacon's love life and his kitty's enterprises now that he's trying to fix effects with Sheila. Although Deacon and Hope know Cleric has to make opinions for himself, that wouldn't stop them from wishing he'd move on from Sheila. Cleric may rush to Sheila's defense and argue that he'd to give his marriage another chance. Indeed so, Sheila isn't the woman Deacon will be obsessing. Deacon wouldn't be suitable to stop fixating on Taylor, so he'll seek her out for a chemistry-filled discussion. Taylor and Deacon will no doubt bandy putting all the Luna drama to rest. Cleric may contend it's time to find a new path forward and face some worsening temptation with Taylor as they talk alone. How long will it take Taylor and Deacon to surrender to that temptation? Is Cleric on the verge of betraying Sheila soon? Ridge will fight the idea of Eric being further than a statuette at Forrester Creations. Eric wants to get back to designing and uniting with Ridge at the office, but Ridge will push him toward full withdrawal rather. That suggestion wouldn't go over well with Eric, who'll lash out at Ridge for trying to shove him out of the company he erected. There must be a reason for Eric's unforeseen developer drive and the desire to cover his heritage. Since we know multiple characters will grow concerned over Eric's health before the week's over, this may tie in with some secret reversal news. Ridge and Eric's showdown will bring some serious drama. Ridge threw Bill out of Forrester Creations before Eric made a CO designer pitch. In the CEO office, Ridge and Brooke bandied some surprise withdrawal party plans for Eric, who arrived with Donna and wanted to speak with his son. After Ridge heard Bill raving in the design office, he marched over there and intruded his venting session with Katie. Bill claimed he was there to defend Katie and went on a diatribe about the Forresters underappreciating her. Katie confessed that she felt blindsided over the outside PR platoon news, but Ridge acted like they were just trying to help her. After Bill said Ridge ran the place like a circus ringmaster, he threw further Katie-related complaints around. Ridge ultimately declared this was a fashion house and not a battleground, so he ordered Bill to go home. Bill headed back to Spencer Publications with Katie and eventually calmed down a bit. Bill would love for Katie to return to her true family business, he didn't want to press her. No matter what Katie decided, Bill made it clear that he'd always have her back. Back at Forrester Creations, Donna spoke to Brooke intimately about Eric still designing at home all the time. Eric wanted to make real benefactions at Forrester again, so Donna played up the idea and allowed. He could help take the pressure off Ridge. In the CEO office, Ridge kept having to take phone calls and plotted to give Eric the attention he was seeking. Eric ultimately took a look at Ridge's rearmost designs and suggested about Ridge having too important to do on his own. Since Ridge was drowning in work, Eric pushed his son to let him back by. Eric wanted to be further than just a company statuette, he wanted to be a CO designer. Ridge sounded reflective as Eric made a pitch for them to join forces and make history again with their couture cooperation. Ridge and Eric have plenitude of colliding ahead. Ridge dying breath indication could spell trouble. Is Brooke hubby in fatal peril? Brooke and Ridge participated a sweet discussion at Forrester Creations. An awfully portentous line of dialogue was included that could point to a terrible twist. Ridge talked about how they'd been married for the final time and played up how he'd be with Brooke until he took his dying breath. Brooke claimed Ridge should indeed joke about that and assured him that they'd have numerous further adventures together. Ridge's mentioning his dying breath could be an indication about a fatal or nearly fatal curveball ahead. It's tough to believe the show would kill Ridge off for good, but no bone can completely rule out the idea moreover. The more likely possibility would be a near-death experience for Ridge that leaves him adhering to life for some plot-affiliated reason. Enterprises are about to swirl around Eric's health, but that may be a bit of misdirection. Eric's test results might make it feel like his life is at stake again, but perhaps it'll be a false alarm in the end. The dread could beget Ridge to be a little more visionary about his particular health, especially if Brooke gives him a punch. Ridge might eventually get diagnosed with an illness of his own, though it obviously wouldn't be anything inherited from Eric since he's not Ridge's natural father. The show could go in a fully different direction if Ridge gets seriously injured. We could imagine Sheila vengeance on Taylor going horribly wrong down the road. Taylor and Deacon have an affair, Sheila might avenge in a big way. Maybe Ridge could dive in front of Taylor just before Sheila pulls the detector or commodity along those lines. Ridge's dying breath indication could lead to fermentation. Everyone searched frenetically for Luna. She showed up at the sand house to see Will. In her vision, she assumed they could have a future together. Will told Luna that he could no way have a future with a fugitive. His future is with Elektra. Luna suggested that she might as well be dead since she had formerly lost everything, including their baby. The news shocked Will. Still, when the authorities arrived, Will ran out of the house to inform them that Luna was outside, but she was formerly gone. Everyone joined in on the police quest. Luna continued to run as a police copter spotted her from over. Sheila, Lee, and Poppy putatively closed in on her. Cleric, Taylor, Katie, and Bill were conducting their own quests, but no luck. Luna allowed. She was free when she ended up on an empty road. Also, she was putatively struck by a vehicle. It would be an inconceivable plot twist to have Remy run Luna over. He has defended his friend up to this point, and indeed visited her in jail, despite Deke telling him to gutter her. Remy might not have realized that someone was in the road, as it was a foggy night. Once he realizes that he hit someone, he'll have a meltdown. Remy has been trying to become a better person for Deke. He indeed told him that he'd go to Remedy to deal with his knowledge trauma. But this could set him back. Remy might notice Luna and want to save her from the police. The two could accept the fact that they're rejects and no bone wants anything to do with them. Luna got rejected by Will for the umpteenth time, while Deke wants a break from Remy. Luna is on the loose. A hunt party is underway. Will rolls over the news of a ruinous loss. There's a manhunt underway at the sand house. Luna left on bottom once Will informed her that the police had arrived, led by Deputy Chief. She snuck down into the dark forest land, no way to be seen again. Everyone additional arrived at the position despite a crazed killer being on the loose. Katie and Bill showed up to check in on Will. Elektra contended back from the office. Lee, Poppy, and Sheila dashed there upon hearing the news. Taylor wanted to seek justice for Luna's crimes. Utmost of the crimes involved Deacon's musketeers. As B&B suckers formerly know, Taylor and Deacon have gotten close recently. She presumably feels she owes it to him to find Luna. Cleric showed up at the hunt party to ensure that Luna pay for her crimes. Ivy also wanted to join the quest for LA's most wanted for the sake of her bastard. But that tricky Luna hid down in the backwoods, making sure no bone saw her. It was a foggy and cloudy night, making the hunt indeed harder. Everyone used their phones' flashlights to search the area. It was a last gutter attempt to get the cold thoroughbred killer behind bars. Back at the sand house, Will tried to come to terms with the news that the baby was no longer alive. Will apologized to Elektra for the miscalculations he'd made. He just demanded his gal to help him navigate this situation. Elektra hugged him and assured him that they would get through this together. Everyone was deep in the forest land, calling out Luna's name. Some of them tried to catch their breath after searching for what sounded like ever. It was hard to see her through the thick fog. Luna smiled as she ran as far down as she could. She went through the forest land, hills, and stacks of Malibu. She looked like she had eventually gotten her taste of freedom. Luna stepped out onto a dirt road. But also, she was shocked by the sight of headlights. An auto appeared out of nowhere. Its tire screamed as it sounded to run her down. The screen cut to black.